sticky. Wet and sticky and hot.
And being processed at the jail, all sticky.
So now she's worse.
Oh my!
And everybody.
Have you ever had Mountain Dew in your panties? It is not. That's not what you want. That's not what you want to do.
So,
sticky pubes.
Oh.
So not only do we have a trunk story, we got 2 trunk stories.
What? This show keep delivering.
Yeah. A wanted man found in trunk of car at auto auction.
At an auto auction?
Yes.
At a police auto auction?
At a police auto auction. The car was from New York, and I forgot. I didn't write it down. Where did he drive down? Where did this car end up?
I want to say it was was it Connecticut or something?
This is in Pennsylvania as well.
Okay.
It's 40 minutes outside of Philly.
Okay.
So that's where they ended up. And they were going through, he was opening up the trunk, the guy who worked at the auction, to take pictures.
Right, for the auction.
Found a man in there, barely conscious.
Right.
So he ran and got the guy some water and came back with the police.
And just threw it on him, apparently.
And
right.
The police took his prints, come to find out he was wanted in New York for parole violation and weapons charges and all these other things. So they took him to the hospital. And after he gets out the hospital, he's being expedited back to New York.
Now, I have to say, I don't think this dude is an idiot like the other ones. I think he was put in that trunk by some bigger thugs than him.
Possibly.
Like he did something wrong, and they put him in this car, and it was like, you ain't going to be found again. He actually kind of lucky he ended up at the auto auction.
And the thing is, he was in there for some days.
He had to be.
He had to be. Because it's not, from the time your car gets impounded to the time it makes it to auction.
Right.
That's a minute.
That's a minute.
Unless they broke into the impound yard and locked him in the trunk from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow, that's some bold shit right there. That's some gangster
Which
shit.
actually might be more likely because I'm pretty sure when they impound the car, they have to search it.
They do have to search it. Not only that, they also have to go through the courts.
Right.
For the courts to say, like, you can do this.
Right.
So it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah, and it takes a long time. So he couldn't have survived locked in the trunk all that time. So they had to have put him in the trunk after the car was already impounded.
Right.
Had to.
I wonder how long he was inside the trunk. And that would
probably long enough to almost starve to death.
Right. So I'm thinking like, a week, 2 weeks?
Maybe.
Something
like if he wasn't in the elements where it was really, really hot.
And he didn't have no Mountain Dew to pour on himself. He had no Mountain Dew.
For the first 3 days, he just eating lint out the trunk.
Out his crumbs out his pocket.
Drinking his own pee.
Well, if your car goes to through the police impound, let's say you pulled over for a live stop and the police have some reason to search your vehicle, then they do search your car. But if you're just pulled over on the street and let's say you don't have like insurance or registration or something and they tow your car, then they don't search it. They just tow it to the police auction where it just sits for however long they give you to clear up that infraction. And either you pay and you get your car back, or they sell it at the auction.
Okay, Didi, if you say so.
Well, she always our legal expert.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to argue with you on this one.
So it would really all depend on what they got that car for and would determine if it got searched or not.
Oh,
but it still takes a minimum of 30 days.
Thank you for our legal analyst.
No problem. It still takes about 30 days.
Are you a legal analyst if you know from personal experience?
I guess it all depends on how much experience you have.
Well, we also know she has bought her own vehicles from the police auction.
All of them.
Yeah, many.
All of them.
Okay. That's how many? How many is that?
Dino.
How many?
She a Cali girl.
We bought a car from a police auction too.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
When we were like young and just
probably bought about
our first car.
6 or 7 cars. Maybe 8 from the police auction.
How long they last? What's the longest one?
Well, so look. For a while.
You got to check it in the savings.
Yeah, pretty much. Like for a while, I was in a lot of legal trouble. So that's why I kept getting the auction cars because I had to just be able to just let them go without having my heartstrings tugged on. So now that that's cleared up, they last. It all depends on how much, how good they are. But they last like 2 years. This one that I got right now, my newest one. It's the best one that I've gotten at the auction. The most money I've ever spent at the auction for a car.
And what's the cheapest you ever spent on a car at the auction?
Like $150.
Oh, my God.
And what's the most?
The car that I have right now, I paid $2,200 on it.
Wow.
That's still a good deal.
That's I think our
Dang,
first
y'all
car
got me telling all my bit.
That ain't...
I think our first car, which was an auction car, was about I think it was under 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like around 600 or 700, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't last. It blew up, and then my wife started, I need a new car. Give me a new car. I can't deal with these cars, these auction cars.
Yeah. Well, it all depend on it all depend on your situation. That's all I'm saying about that.
So I went and bought her a new car.
I don't know. I can't. After being through this situation with car auctions, I couldn't see myself going to a car lot. Like, put me on a car for 2 years and let me pay for it. My heart can't take that right now.
Yeah, I'm going to CarMax.
Yeah.
Because I might need a car just to come to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm tired of the bus.
Oh, wow.
I ain't mad about that.
I heard that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Wow. Yeah, we had. Okay, so that's no crime.
Okay.
But we have been talking about, this year seems a lot about the work weeks and the studies going on over in Europe. Mm-hmm. Well, now there's a study coming out of Australia, mm-hmm. which is similar to the studies that we read coming out of, we reported on coming out of Europe.
Yeah.
We're talking about the work weeks and all this stuff. And this one is more specific. This one is talking about our demographic, Pip, people over 40. This research says that a 3-day work week would be best for people over 40.
Hallelujah. Okay. They right about that.
I want to be in that group.
Yeah,
you will keep living.
Well, thanks, guys. I'll do my best to do that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works, right.
All right.
So what they said was that people who work more than 40 hours a week that are over 40, that's like too much for them, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But they also said that not working at all, that's not good. Is worse than working the 40 hours.
Yeah, you'll die.
Now, what's worse than working? What's worse? Okay, so it's 40 hours or less. No, I'm sorry, not 40 hours. 25 hours is optimal. Mm-hmm. 25 hours a week is optimal. So that's like 3 days for people over 40. No work at all is worse than working 40 hours. Mm-hmm. But working 55 hours or more is worse than not working at all.
That's what I used to be doing.
All of them.
That's what I used to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the very worst one.
Mm-hmm. That's why I quit. That's why I quit one of my jobs.
Yeah. So they said that, and then the second half of the article went on to rehash what the article that we read from Europe was talking about the 4-day work week is the healthiest way, and that we should adopt that and da-da-da. They just went on and basically reiterated all that other study found out. They're saying the same thing as well. And this is over in another continent in Australia. So, yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to work 3 days a week, but 4 is fine.
Yeah, 4 is not bad. And then on top of that, considering we had the story about the people that were, all the people that were committing suicide behind their jobs. Right. And because of their job was such high stress, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I feel for me, even still, Pip, I think 25 would be a little bit too few.
I don't feel like I could be accomplishing very much in that short period of time.
Right.
That's all. And and that for me, part of what keeps me coming is I can see results of what I'm doing.
Right.
And if I'm if I'm always trying to catch up, I guess you would share the job with somebody.
Of course. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends. And then too, let's not forget about the money.
Right.
So, yeah. But even if
that doesn't mean the optimal world.
I think if the money was the same, I think I could be okay with doing 25. But
well, yeah, I get it because of the money part. But I seriously don't feel like I would be. I really do I like checking stuff off my list at work. I really do. That gives me a little bit of a thrill. I brag to my coworkers when I land a deal or when I make something happen or when I get something cheap or I get it free. I'm like, look what I did. I did it.
We ain't pay for these napkins, y'all.
See, I feel burnt out. I'm ready to go move to part-time.
You and me both.
But you also been at your job for a minute. I've been in mine for I've been in mine for a minute. That's, you've been in for us for several minutes.
Yeah.
Hours.
But it's not just this. You know what I mean? But you've been working. I'm pretty sure you've probably been working.
I've been working since I was a teenager.
Yeah. So, yeah. And you've worked, 2 and 3 jobs and all that stuff. So, I feel like all of that,
That's right. You're right. That counts.
Yeah.
But again, even when I was performing most of the time and I was primarily making my money from doing that, I like to work personally.
Right.
But I also love that work I did. So
yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind my job because I also feel like I feel like I'm helping people, you know, when I'm inside their home and I'm cleaning, but it's just taxing on my body.
That's it. That's the only problem.
It is so taxing on my body. I go home, I'm so tired, my back hurt, my shoulders hurt. It's keeping me fit, but at what cost? Like, it's a lot. I'm ready to be out the toilet.
Right.
Y'all have heard me say that many times, and I mean it.
This is the worst reboot idea I've heard so far, in my opinion. Yes, Punky Brewster.
I'm so here.
I'm not for this at all. It's actually not. Technically, it's not even a reboot. It's actually, I guess, a continuation or a sequel.
Okay.
It's going to pick up with grown-ass Punky Brewster
Wait, I'm not
being
here for that.
a single mother of 3.
Is there
Single mother? She ought to be a fucking grandmother by this point. Punky's old as fuck.
what was the name of her friend, the black friend?
Cherry.
Cherry.
That's
the only one I care about.
That's actually her real name, Cherry Johnson, who was also Maxine on
Living Single.
No. Not Maxine. That's Erica Alexander. Maxine on Family Matters, who was Laura's best friend.
Oh,
Max.
That's right.
That's Cherry Johnson.
You are
the
right
same
about
girl.
that. I never put 2 and 2 together on that.
Yeah.
Damn, me either.
But I also was like, when that show was on, like I only watched it like Family Matters, like just here and there, because it was on when I was like in my college and grad school year.
Yeah, I watched that like a few years ago, actually. Just, for
like it was just on during that age when you're not really watching family comedies.
Or you're not home that much because you're young and you out all the
true.
time.
Because it came on like Fridays, right? TGI Fridays.
I was at work. I was at school, at work, or out. I didn't hardly watch any TVs, during those years. It was
I definitely have seen like on the backgrounds or reruns like that. That's her. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I can see it. That's her. That's her.
Episode here and there, but yeah,
I like Cherry. That's all. I want to see what happened to Cherry. Is she on the pole?
No, I believe actually she's still in television.
I mean, not the actress.
In the show.
I mean the character.
The character. Okay. Well, that's her. That's her real name. So I'm like, I don't know. When you say Cherry, I don't know if you're talking about the woman or the character.
No, I'm sure that Cherry, the actress, is a fine woman. I'm not trying to besmirch her. I just want Cherry. I want to know what's going on with Cherry, the character. Did she break free from Punky's influence?
To be honest, I'm more interested in Cherry than Punky too. But I don't know. I never liked Punky. The whole thing was creepy to me. Henry's old ass. I never trusted Henry. Old ass, the old octogenarian hanging around with this little preschooler. Like that's not.
You feeling a little
cool.
Michael Jackson-y?
Yeah, man, that's a little dirty. That's like, I don't know. And this is weird. I don't know why they was always trying to do those pairing. They thought that was old person, young person.
Like the wise person influencing the younger.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a more trusting time than 90s.
And Punky Brewster wasn't even that hot back then. It only lasted 4 seasons.
I liked it.
I still think that she's iconic, though. Like, people of that generation remember her, and she was such a hot ticket at the time. And then she grew. And then she had the big old titties when she was a teenager.
You talking all that? You gonna be the first one to not watch it?
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Is it coming on Netflix?
You gonna not watch it?
Is it coming on Netflix?
I don't care where it come on. You gonna not watch it?
Have you watched Fuller House? Have you seen Fuller House?
Some of it, like an episode or two. But I would.
Do you care?
No, I didn't really care for Fuller House because of the way they brought it back.
Charmed. You watch Charmed?
When the original Charmed.
No, I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about the one they brought back. Yeah, see, you ain't gonna watch it.
I ain't gonna watch it.
I'm definitely not in.
Yeah,
I am. If it comes on, I'm gonna watch it.
I do not have any fucks to give.
I loved Family Matters and Punky Brewster. Like, me and my mom was here for Punky Brewster. Like, I'm gonna watch it if it comes up on my Netflix recommendations.
I would watch some Small Wonder reboot.
Oh my God!
But only if they could actually get a little girl that looks exactly like the little girl from the show, and she was still a robot.
When I was in school, broadcasting school, there was a professor whose biggest claim to fame, his biggest credit was Small Wonder. I can't remember. I can't remember if he was a
like
co-creator.
Editor? Oh, really?
I said I can't remember whether he was a co-creator or whether he wrote an episode or what.
But that was
I
his
just
thing.
remember that was his credit, and he was a laughing stock for that. That was his big credit. That was his claim to fame, and that he was a laughing stock.
Wow.
That is so funny.
That is.
My first television job in Hollywood, this is the exact opposite of that. It was 2 executive producers. They were both white, and this is only relevant in that they both worked on In Living Color. And so, like, anytime people started to doubt them, other people go like, well, he wrote Homie the Clown sketches.
Oh, wow.
It's like, okay, all right.
Homie don't play that. Better watch yourself. Break yourself, fool.
So it's like, all right.